Have you ever looked at someone and thought, how on earth do they do it? You know, those people who just seem to consistently crush their goals while staying incredibly calm under pressure? It's so easy to just assume they have some sort of natural gift. But the reality? Well, it's actually much more practical. They've simply developed better habits.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the foundational philosophy of Stephen R. Covey's absolute classic, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a true guide to lasting success. We are going to set the stage for how this entire framework can completely shift the way you approach your work, your goals, and your relationships. Okay, let's map out exactly how we're going to unpack this today. First, we'll look at the power of habits. Second, we'll explore character over quick fixes. Third, the difference between being busy versus truly effective. Fourth, the 3 stages of growth. And finally, number 5, we'll lay out the 7 habits roadmap.
All right, let's jump right into section 1, the power of habits. The very first premise we need to establish right out of the gate is that lasting success, it doesn't come from a stroke of luck or some sudden burst of 3 a.m. inspiration. It comes from deliberately developing habits that actively shape our day-to-day decisions. Now, Covey actually first published these insights over 3 decades ago, back in 1989. But honestly, what's truly remarkable is that these principles haven't aged a single day. They are perfectly applicable today. It really doesn't matter if you're a student navigating exams, an employee trying to climb the corporate ladder, or a serial entrepreneur building an empire. The habits that drive true human effectiveness are totally universal. Moving on to section 2, character over quick fixes.
So, we live in a world that is literally obsessed with life hacks. You know the ones. Surface-level techniques, quick little shortcuts. But the thing is, these are basically just bandages. They offer temporary fixes by teaching you how to smile right, how to command a room, or how to just look super productive to your boss. But real, lasting success? That requires the deep and yes, sometimes really difficult work of changing your fundamental character and values. It's not about manipulating how others see you. It's about changing how you genuinely think and act when absolutely no one is watching.
So what does a strong character actually look like in practice? Well, it's built on a rock-solid foundation of things like responsibility, integrity, honesty, discipline, respect, and a total commitment to continuous learning. When you stop obsessing over those quick hacks we just talked about, and instead focus your energy on integrating these specific core values into your daily life, something almost magical happens. Success actually stops being this exhausting target you are desperately chasing. Instead, it just becomes a natural byproduct of who you've become. Let's roll into section 3, busy versus truly effective.
Now, this brings us to a massive misconception in the professional world today, and it hits on a huge modern pain point, the exhausting, honestly toxic trap of hustle culture. We so often confuse being busy, working insanely long hours, running frantically from meeting to meeting, staring at a completely overflowing inbox and feeling constantly overwhelmed, with actually being effective. But they aren't the same thing. True effectiveness is about accomplishing more by focusing your precious energy on what truly matters. So take a second and ask yourself honestly, are you just busy or are you truly effective?
To become truly effective, you have to set very clear goals and ruthlessly prioritize important tasks over the ones that are just loud and urgent, but ultimately meaningless. It means building healthy, supportive relationships, continuously improving yourself, and making decisions grounded in solid principles, not just whatever fleeting emotion you're feeling that day. The absolute crucial takeaway here is this: effectiveness is not about doing more things. No way. It's about doing the right things consistently over a long period of time. All right, section 4, 3 stages of growth. If you want to become highly effective, you first have to figure out where you are starting from. Covey uses something called the maturity continuum to show us that human growth is a very natural, sequential progression. Basically, we all start at step 1, which is dependence, relying entirely on others. If we put in the work, we graduate to step 2, independence, where we stand on our own 2 feet. But the journey doesn't stop there. The ultimate goal, the absolute pinnacle of effectiveness, is step 3, interdependence. This is where we unlock the power of ultimate collaboration. Let's break each of these down really quickly. So, we begin with dependence. This is a state where we completely rely on external forces to solve our problems. You can think of it as the paradigm of you, as in, you didn't help me, you messed this up, or it's all their fault.
It's a really dangerous trap, honestly, because staying in this stage makes us feel completely powerless. We basically surrender our agency and just sit around waiting for the world to fix things for us.
The first major leap in personal growth happens when we move to independence. This shifts us to the paradigm of I. I can make my own choices, I am responsible for my actions, I control how I respond. Reaching this independent stage is huge because it's where true personal growth actually begins. For the first time, we are taking full, unapologetic ownership of our actions and our lives.
But here's the massive realization. Independence is not the finish line. The most successful people in the world, they don't do it alone. They master interdependence. This is the paradigm of we. We can cooperate, we can combine our talents, we can create something so much greater together. It's all about learning to communicate, building deep trust, and solving problems together to create outcomes where everyone benefits. This right here is where the absolute greatest human achievements happen.
And that brings us to Section 5, the 7 Habits Roadmap. So how exactly do we make this journey from dependence all the way to interdependence? Well, the path is built on 7 sequential habits. Number 1, be proactive. Number 2, begin with the end in mind. Number 3, put first things first. 4, think win-win. 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. 6, synergize. And finally, number 7, sharpen the saw. And listen, this isn't just a random list of good ideas. Each habit meticulously builds right on top of the previous one. The first 3 move you from dependence to independence. The next 3 take you from independence to interdependence. And that final habit, that ensures you maintain and grow that effectiveness for the rest of your life. It is a brilliant, step-by-step roadmap.
Now, as we get ready to embark on this journey together in this Explainer series, I want to reassure you. The idea of building a better life through principled living can seem a little daunting at first. But the goal here is absolutely not perfection. Not at all. It is simply progress. It's about making consistent, tiny changes in your thought patterns and your daily actions. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Just focus on those small shifts today, and I promise you, they will compound into truly remarkable results over time.
Well, that brings us to the end of our foundational overview, but honestly, it is just the very beginning of the journey. Coming up next in part 2 of this series, we are going to unpack the absolute bedrock of it all, Habit 1, be proactive. We'll explore exactly how to take back control of your decisions and truly realize that you are the programmer of your own life. I want to leave you today with one of the most profound thoughts from Stephen Covey. He wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." As you go about your day-to-day, and as things inevitably happen around you, the good, the bad, the stressful, ask yourself, how are you going to use your space? Are you going to just react on autopilot, or will you actually choose your response based on the character and values you want to embody? Think about that for a second. Thank you so much for joining me for this Explainer, and I can't wait to see you in part 2.